what he would have did with my body if I didn't make it out that night.
A woman who narrowly escaped a man prosecutors call a serial attacker is breaking her silence to warn others about dating app dangers.
She was held captive, stabbed in the throat, and forced to drive her alleged attacker through the streets of Detroit until she found a split second to run.
Facebook dating. It's supposed to help you find love, find connection, find someone who gets you. But for Jaqua Archie, it led her to a man who tried to kill her. He stabbed her in the throat, beat her, held her hostage for 5 hours, made her drive him around the city at knife point while busting out her windows. And when he told her to drive back to his apartment, she knew. She knew if she went back inside, she was dead. So she ran. And later, she found out she wasn't the only one. 2 other women, same dating app, same apartment, same violence. This is the Daniel Sandridge Jones case. And it's about to show you that the person on the other side of that screen might not be who they say they are. Welcome to Behind Dark Crime. This is where we tell the stories they wanted forgotten. Domestic violence, relationship murders, cases that went cold while families still wait for answers. Raw truth, no filter. If you're about that truth, subscribe and lock in with us. Now let's get into today's case. January 21st, 2026, Detroit, Michigan. It's 8 p.m., a Tuesday night, cold, dark, the kind of winter evening where most people are inside trying to stay warm. Jaqua Archie, 27 years old, is on her way to Elmdale Street, a residential area in Detroit. She's going to see someone she's been dating, someone she met online, someone who, up until this point, has seemed normal. Nice even. She's been there before, twice, and both times everything was fine. They listened to music, watched movies, just casual dating. Nothing weird, nothing that raised red flags. So when he asked her to come over for a third time, she didn't hesitate. Why would she? He'd been respectful, sweet, the kind of guy who seemed like he had his life together. But on this night, everything would change. And by 1 a.m., Jaqua would be fighting for her life, bleeding, terrified, wondering if she'd ever see her mother again. Detroit has been dealing with a surge in violent crime over the past few years. In 2024 and 2025, the city saw multiple cases where dating apps were used by predators to find victims. Women attacked after meeting men online. Women who thought they were just going on a normal date, only to end up assaulted, robbed, or worse. And it's not just Detroit. Across Michigan, across the country, dating apps have become hunting grounds for people with bad intentions. People who know how to present themselves online, who know how to gain trust, who know how to lure someone into a vulnerable situation. And once you're alone with them, once you're in their space, the mask comes off. That's what happened to Jaqua Archie on January 21st, 2026. The mask came off, and what she saw underneath almost killed her. Jaqua Archie is 27 years old. She lives in the Detroit area, and like a lot of people her age, she's busy, working, living her life, trying to figure out relationships in a world where meeting people the traditional way feels harder than it used to. So around the holidays in 2025, she decided to try something new. Facebook dating. It's a feature built into Facebook, a way for single people to connect, to match, to find potential partners. And on the surface, it seems safer than some other dating apps. Because it's connected to Facebook, you can see mutual friends. You can see someone's profile. You can get a sense of who they are before you ever meet them. At least, that's the idea. Jaqua matched with a man named Daniel Darren Sandridge Jones. He was 31 years old, also from Detroit. And when they started talking, he seemed like a good guy. They chatted online for about a month, getting to know each other, talking about their lives, their interests, building that connection that people look for when they're dating. And after a month of talking, they decided to meet in person. Daniel invited Jaqua to his place, his apartment on Elmdale Street in Detroit. and she went. Now, a lot of people would say that's a red flag, that you should never go to someone's home on a first date, that you should always meet in public. And they're right. That's the safe thing to do. But here's the thing. When you've been talking to someone for a month, when they seem normal and respectful, when everything about them feels safe, you start to let your guard down. You start to think, okay, this person is fine. I can trust them. And that's exactly what predators count on. They build trust. They make you feel comfortable. And then, when you're alone, when you're vulnerable, they strike. But Jacques didn't know that yet. She thought Daniel was just a regular guy. So she went to his apartment, and the first date was fine. They hung out, listened to music, watched movies, just casual, no pressure, no weird vibes. Jacques would later describe it like this.
Listen to music, watch movies and stuff like that, just casual dating.
And when the date ended, she went home feeling good about it, feeling like maybe this could turn into something. So when Daniel asked her to come over again, she said yes. And the second date was just like the first. Normal, comfortable, safe. 2 dates down, everything going well. No red flags, no warning signs. And then came date number 3. January 21st, 2026. Jacques shows up at Daniel's apartment around 8 p.m. She's expecting the same thing as before. Music, movies, conversation, a nice, relaxed evening. But something is different this time. Daniel is different. He's acting strange, tense, irate, as Jacques would later describe it, and she doesn't know why. She hasn't said anything to set him off. She hasn't done anything wrong, but something in him has shifted, and she can feel it. And then, without warning, he gets up, walks away, and comes back with a knife. Jacques would later tell reporters what happened next.
That's when he ran and he went to go get the knife, and he stabbed me in my throat, and he cut me, and then he told me, like, I'll kill you.
He stabbed her in the throat, a place that could kill someone in seconds if the knife hits the right spot. And as Jacques is bleeding, as she's in shock, as she's trying to process what just happened, Daniel tells her he'll kill her. Not, I'm sorry, not, I didn't mean to, but I'll kill you. That's when Jacques knew. This wasn't an accident. This wasn't a momentary lapse in judgment. This was intentional. He wanted to hurt her, and if she didn't do exactly what he said, he was going to finish the job. Daniel didn't just stab Jacques once. He stabbed her multiple times, cut her, beat her, and while she's bleeding, while she's terrified, while she's wondering if she's going to die in this apartment, he makes her do something that will haunt her for the rest of her life. He forces her to get in her car, and he forces her to drive, with a knife to her, with blood running down her neck, with her windows getting busted out. Jacques is behind the wheel of her own car, driving through the streets of Detroit, and the whole time he's yelling at her. Jacques described it like this.
He's yelling like, keep driving, you want me to kill you, you want me to kill you?
Imagine that. You've just been stabbed, you're bleeding, you're in pain, you're terrified, and the person who just tried to kill you is sitting next to you, asking if you want to die, asking if you want him to finish what he started, and you have to keep driving. Because if you stop, if you try to run, if you try to fight back, he's going to stab you again, and this time, you might not survive. Jacques drove him to multiple locations. We don't know exactly where. We don't know why he wanted to go to those places. But for 5 hours, from 8 p.m. to 1 a.m., she was his prisoner, held captive in her own car, forced to follow his orders while he held a knife to her. And during those 5 hours, he busted out her car windows while she was driving, while she was bleeding, adding more trauma, more fear, more chaos to an already impossible situation. But the worst part, the absolute worst part of this entire night, was when he told her where they were going next. Back to his apartment, the same apartment where he stabbed her, where he beat her, where this nightmare started. And Jacques knew. She knew what was waiting for her if she went back inside. She would later say,
I just really was thinking like, that I'm glad that I made it out alive. Because my mother, what he would have did with my body if I didn't make it out that night.
She was thinking about her mother, about what Daniel would do with her body after he killed her, about whether anyone would ever find her, about whether her family would ever know what happened. That's the kind of terror she was living in. That's the kind of thoughts that were going through her mind while she was driving through Detroit with a knife-wielding man in her passenger seat. When they got back to Daniel's apartment on Elmdale Street, he ordered her inside, back into the place where it all started, back into the place where he could finish what he started, away from witnesses, away from cameras, away from anyone who could help her. And Jacqua knew. If she went inside, she wasn't coming out. So she waited. She waited for a moment, a split second, an opportunity. And when it came, she took it. She grabbed her keys, and she ran. She ran from that apartment, ran from Daniel, ran from certain death. And as soon as she was far enough away, as soon as she felt like she might actually make it, she called 911. After 5 hours of torture, 5 hours of being held hostage, 5 hours of thinking she was going to die, Jacqua Archie was free. But the trauma, the fear, the memory of what happened, that wasn't going away anytime soon. Jacqua would later describe the entire experience like this.
And it was just so scary for me. And then I felt like I was just alone.
Alone. Even though she was driving through a city with thousands of people, even though there were cars on the road, even though there were buildings with lights on and people inside, she felt alone. Because in that moment, no one could help her. No one could save her. It was just her and Daniel, and she had to survive on her own. And she did. The next day, January 22nd, 2026, Jacqua did something that a lot of victims are afraid to do. She went public. She posted on Facebook. And she didn't hold back. This is what she wrote. "Yesterday, I had the biggest scare of my life. When I tell you people in this world are sick, I mean it from the depths of my soul. Daniel Sandridge Jones lured me to his home to unalive me. He held me hostage in his home at knife point, stabbed me in my throat and beat me, then proceeded to force me to drive him around the city, still at knife point while busting out my car windows. I was held captive from 8 p.m. until 1 a.m. We've hung out multiple times before this. Please be vigilant and aware of the signs. I survived, but another young lady may not. You cannot silence my truth." She tagged Crime News in Detroit. She made sure people knew his name, knew what he did, knew that he was dangerous, and she did it because she knew something important. She wasn't the only one. When police arrested Daniel Sandridge Jones, when they started investigating, they found something disturbing. This wasn't his first time. There were 2 other women, 2 other victims who had met Daniel the same way Jacqua did, through Facebook dating. And they had gone to the same apartment on Elmdale Street. And they had been attacked. One woman was attacked with a knife. Her phone was damaged. Her car was damaged. She was assaulted and terrorized, just like Jacqua. Another woman had bricks thrown at her and her vehicle. Bricks. He threw bricks at her. All 3 women, all 3, met him on Facebook dating. All 3 went to his apartment. All 3 were attacked. The Wayne County Prosecutor's Office didn't mince words. They called Daniel Sandridge Jones a predator in the community, a serial attacker. And here's the scary part. Detroit police said they don't have any official reports of additional victims, but they also said, that doesn't mean there's none out there. So how many women did Daniel attack? How many women met him online, went to his apartment, and suffered violence at his hands? 3 that we know of. But there could be more. Women who were too scared to report. Women who didn't want to relive the trauma. Women who thought no one would believe them. And that's the thing about predators. They count on silence. They count on shame. They count on victims being too afraid to speak up. But Jacqua spoke up. And her voice may have saved other women from becoming his next victims. After Jacqua escaped, after she went to the hospital, after she posted on Facebook, something else happened. Something that shows just how manipulative Daniel really was. He texted her. Jacqua had kept the text messages, and she posted screenshots of them, and they're disturbing. Jaqua texted him, "Dude, just figure out a way to pay for my shit for real." She's asking him to pay for the damage he caused, her car, her medical bills, the trauma, everything. And Daniel responded, "Okay." Then, "You think I don't feel bad?" And then, "I understand, man, I have a lot going on in my brain right now. Let me figure this out." And then, "Yeah, I'm going to get help because I don't want to end up dead or in prison." He's acting like the victim, like he's the one suffering. Like what happened to Jaqua was just a result of him having a lot going on. And Jaqua texted back, "I never would have though you out of all." She couldn't believe it. The man who seemed so normal, so sweet, so safe, had just tried to kill her. Make it make sense. He stabs her, beats her, holds her hostage for 5 hours, and then texts her like they're friends working out a problem. That's manipulation. That's a predator trying to control the narrative, trying to make himself seem reasonable, trying to make her think that maybe it wasn't that bad. Maybe he just needs help. Maybe she should give him a chance to make it right. But Jaqua didn't fall for it. She posted those texts, she exposed him, and she made sure the world knew exactly who Daniel Sandridge Jones really was. After Jaqua escaped and called 911, police responded immediately, and they knew exactly where to go. Elmdale Street, Daniel Sandridge Jones's apartment. When they arrived, they arrested him, took him into custody, and once they started investigating, once they started talking to Jaqua, once they started piecing together what happened, the charges came down hard. Assault with intent to murder. That's the big one. That's not just assault. That's not just battery. That's attempted murder. That means prosecutors believe Daniel intended to kill Jaqua, that when he stabbed her in the throat, when he held her hostage for 5 hours, when he forced her back to his apartment, he was planning to finish the job. And unlawful imprisonment. That's holding someone against their will, kidnapping, forcing them to stay when they want to leave, forcing them to drive when they want to run, taking away their freedom. Those are serious charges. We're talking decades in prison if convicted. Maybe life. Daniel Sandridge Jones was taken to the Wayne County Jail, and that's where he's been sitting, waiting for his court date, waiting to face the consequences of what he did. His court appearance was scheduled for later that week after his arrest, and when prosecutors talked about him publicly, they didn't hold back. They called him a predator in the community, a serial attacker, someone who used Facebook dating as a hunting ground, someone who targeted women, lured them to his apartment, and attacked them. And they made it clear. This wasn't just about Jaqua. This was about a pattern of violence, a pattern of using dating apps to find victims. And that pattern needed to be stopped. But the assault on Jaqua wasn't the only thing Daniel was charged with. Remember those 2 other women? The ones who were also attacked at his apartment? The ones who also met him on Facebook dating? Daniel was charged with 2 other separate domestic violence incidents. Both occurred at his home on Elmdale Street. Both occurred with women he was dating at the time. So now you've got 3 separate cases, 3 separate victims, 3 separate incidents of violence, all at the same location, all connected to the same dating app. That's not coincidence. That's a pattern. That's a predator who had a system, who knew how to find victims, who knew how to get them alone, who knew how to attack them. And here's what's scary. Detroit police said they don't have any official reports of additional victims, but they also said that doesn't mean there's none out there. So they're asking women who may have had encounters with Daniel to come forward, to report what happened, to add their voices to the case. Because if there are more victims, if there are more women who were attacked by this man, they deserve justice too. And the more victims who come forward, the stronger the case against him becomes. Physically, Jaqua is okay. She survived. The stab wounds healed, the cuts healed, her body recovered. But mentally, that's a different story. Jaqua told reporters, and it was just so scary. For me, and then I felt like I was just alone. That fear doesn't just go away. That feeling of being alone, of being trapped, of thinking you're going to die, that stays with you. And Jaka is dealing with that every day. The trauma, the nightmares, the flashbacks, the fear of trusting someone new, the fear of being alone with someone, the fear of going on another date. She's giving dating a break. And honestly, who can blame her? After what she went through, the idea of meeting someone new, of being vulnerable with someone, of trusting that they won't hurt you, that's terrifying. But Jaka isn't hiding. She's not staying quiet. She's not letting shame or embarrassment keep her from speaking out. She went on the news. She did an interview. And she was visibly emotional, crying, reliving the trauma, but she did it anyway. Because she wanted to warn other women. She said,
I don't want no one to feel that it's embarrassing to go through domestic violence or, don't be embarrassed about anything, it happens.
That's powerful. Because a lot of victims don't speak up. They feel ashamed. They feel like it's their fault. They feel like people will judge them for going to his apartment, for trusting him, for not seeing the warning signs. But Jaka is saying no. Don't be embarrassed. Don't be ashamed. This is not your fault. This is the predator's fault. And you deserve to be heard. You deserve justice. You deserve support. And by speaking out, by telling her story, Jaka is helping other women. She's warning them. She's showing them that even someone who seems normal, even someone who seems sweet, even someone you've been on multiple dates with can turn violent in an instant. This case is about more than just Daniel Sandridge Jones. It's about a bigger problem, a problem that's growing, a problem that's putting women in danger every single day. Dating apps. Now, don't get it twisted. Dating apps aren't inherently bad. A lot of people meet their partners on dating apps. A lot of people have positive experiences. A lot of people find love and connection and happiness. But dating apps are also a tool that predators use, and they're really good at it. Think about it. You can create a profile. You can choose your best photos. You can write a bio that makes you sound interesting and kind and safe. You can chat with someone for weeks or months, building trust, making them feel comfortable, making them think you're a good person. And then, when you finally meet in person, when you get them alone, the mask comes off. That's what Daniel did. He talked to Jaka for a month. He seemed normal. He seemed safe. He invited her over, and the first 2 dates were fine. No red flags, no warning signs. And then, on the 3rd date, he attacked her. And he did the same thing to at least 2 other women. Same pattern, same approach, same result. So what can women do? How can they protect themselves? Let me tell you. There are some basic safety rules that everyone who uses dating apps should follow. And Jaka's case shows exactly why these rules matter. First, never go to someone's home on a first date. Always meet in public, a coffee shop, a restaurant, a park, somewhere with other people around, somewhere with witnesses, somewhere you can leave easily if something feels off. Second, tell someone where you're going. Tell a friend, tell a family member, send them the address, send them the person's name, send them their profile. That way, if something goes wrong, someone knows where you are. Third, trust your instincts. If something feels off, if someone is acting strange, if you feel uncomfortable, leave. Don't worry about being rude. Don't worry about hurting their feelings. Your safety is more important than their ego. And fourth, do a background check if you can. Google their name. Look them up on social media. See if there are any red flags. See if there are any reports. See if there's anything that makes you uncomfortable. These rules won't guarantee your safety. Nothing can. But they can reduce your risk. They can make it harder for predators to get you alone. They can give you options if something goes wrong. And in Jaka's case, if she had followed these rules, if she had met Daniel in public instead of going to his apartment, this might not have happened. Or at least, it would have been harder for him to attack her. But hey, it's easy to say that in hindsight. When you're in the moment, when you've been talking to someone for a month, when they seem normal and safe, you don't think anything bad is going to happen. That's what predators count on. They count on you letting your guard down. They count on you trusting them. and then they strike. This case also raises questions about Facebook dating specifically. Because Facebook dating is supposed to be safer than other dating apps. It's connected to your Facebook profile. You can see mutual friends. You can see someone's photos and posts and activity. But clearly, that's not enough, because Daniel Sandridge Jones was on Facebook dating, and he used it to find multiple victims. So what is Facebook doing about this? What safeguards are in place to protect users? What happens when someone reports a violent user? We don't have those answers. But this case should be a wake-up call for Facebook and for all dating app companies, because their platforms are being used by predators, and they have a responsibility to protect their users. Maybe that means better background checks. Maybe that means verification systems. Maybe that means warnings when someone's profile has been reported. Maybe that means safety features built into the app. Whatever it is, something needs to change. Because right now, women are getting hurt. Women are getting attacked, women are getting killed, and it's happening because predators know how to use these apps to find victims. She survived, but she knows not everyone will. She knows there are other predators out there, other men using dating apps to find victims, other women who will go on a date and never come home, and she doesn't want that to happen. She doesn't want another woman to go through what she went through. She doesn't want another mother to wonder what happened to her daughter's body. So she's speaking out. She's warning people, she's telling her truth, and she's hoping that someone, somewhere, will hear her story and make a different choice. We'll meet in public, we'll tell someone where they're going, we'll trust their instincts, we'll leave when something feels off, and maybe, just maybe, that will save a life. She knows how lucky she is to be alive, and she's using that second chance to make sure other women know the dangers. The Daniel Sandridge Jones case is a reminder that predators are everywhere. They're on dating apps, they're in your DMs, they're in your friend requests, and they know how to present themselves as normal, safe, trustworthy people. Until they're not. Jacqua's story is a survival story. But it's also a warning that you can't always tell who someone really is based on how they present themselves online. A warning that trust takes time to build, and you shouldn't give it away too quickly. A warning that safety should always come first. And for the women who have experienced violence at the hands of someone they met online, for the women who are scared to speak up, for the women who think no one will believe them, Jacqua's message is clear. You are not alone. You are not to blame. And your story matters. So what? Are we going to learn from this? Are we going to be more careful? Are we going to hold dating app companies accountable? Are we going to support victims when they speak out? Or are we going to keep scrolling, keep swiping, keep hoping it won't happen to us? I said what I said. And stay safe out there. If this case made you think twice about meeting strangers online, hit that like button. Subscribe to Behind Dark Crime if you haven't already, because we're not done telling these stories. These cases need to be heard. These victims need to be remembered. And maybe, just maybe, somebody watching will take dating app safety seriously and make it home alive. Drop a comment and let me know your thoughts. Have you ever had a scary experience with someone you met online? What safety rules do you follow? And do you think dating apps should do more to protect users? I'll catch you in the next one. Stay safe out there.